Well, it is the Sunday before Christmas, and I've managed to get out of bed during the day, so I'm able to do some work on the trailer. It's a beautiful day, it's sunny and it's hot, which is not so ideal, but oh well, you get what you get. And I've been just sort of chipping away at the little bits and pieces that I need to do before we start to rebuild. And I'll take you over and I'll show you what I've discovered and where we're going to go from here. So I have managed to get all the braking system off, the trail braking piston that was here, and the lever and everything, that's all come off. All the brake line, that's all been taken off. I managed to get the rest of the iron off where that gas bottle basket was, and that's probably the worst bit of rust I could find on the whole frame. So yeah, we're gonna have to hit that with a wire wheel, I think, and then we'll be able to rebuild it properly. Because yeah, everything else seems to be fairly rusty. It's like surface rust though. That's probably the worst that I've found so far. Apart from here, that's a bit pitted, but yeah, that'll hold up. Pretty much surface rust anyway. I did try a bit of treatment on the frame. This is a bit of converter, rust converter they call it. After I hit that with the wire wheel, gave it a bit of a paint, and it's come up smooth, and it's should be protected now. And I even I sprayed a bit directly onto the rust there as well. Might be a bit hard to see because it's all black, but you can see the rust under it, but it's not flaking off anymore. It's like it's supposed to encapsulate it and stop it from rusting anymore. The other thing, of course, is I did want to get rid of this stabilising leg and the one on the other side at the rear, because they're pretty shit, to tell you the truth. These are the ones I bought thinking I was going to be using the other trailer, so they're way oversized and way over engineered, so they're perfect really. I think they extend to like 400 mil, something like that, but they're pretty heavy duty. And the mounting hardware, is like the perfect size for this rail, and we just need to be welded on in the appropriate spot underneath, of course, not on the top. It'd be useless on top. But then I was looking at the other side, and it seems that this rail is a different size for some unknown reason. So this is like a bit skinnier. And this one's a bit fatter. So yeah, I don't really understand the theory behind that one. But anyway, the other thing is I've taken the bolts out to drop the leaf springs out, because I am going to drop out this axle and these wheels to rebuild the springs. And that's some new hubs with electric brakes, and we've got the typical trailer wheels. I don't know what they're called. Yeah, so hopefully I can get those on, but I need a bit of a plan. So I think what the plan should be is to get this axle off, flip the whole frame over, give it a clean up underneath, give it a bit of a squirt underneath, then flip it back up the right way, possibly do the top and the sides, get that all cleaned up and squirted up, and then put the new axle and wheels on, bolt it all up, and then it should be ready for building. That'll be the last step before I can start building on top. So I'm gonna have to make a few phone calls and see who's around. Well, I did make a few phone calls, but it seems that everyone's either going to a barbecue or a pub. So I'm just going to work on the top part of the frame and get that all prepped up and ready, and then maybe I might even be able to get it up in the air a bit and get that axle off, and then wait for someone to flip it over, or I might get impatient and just try and do it myself. Who knows? Yeah, never have used one of these before. Let's see how this goes. quite an improvement, really. Hasn't taken all the rust off per se, but it's certainly has smoothed it out. And all the sharp edges I left from trying to grind off that basket that was there. So yeah, it's not so bad. Wondering if I should just use this on all these little sort of scaly bits. Still not sure the best method. Wow, it is hot. I think that is going to be the way to go. It's so much simpler than using the wire brush. It's much quicker. But yeah, use the wire brush for just like the finicky little bits in between. But yeah, that's the way I'm going to go. And there's only way to get it done is to get stuck into it. So here we go. So I've got to say, I am getting about the same result using the flat disc as I was using the wire brush, and the wire brush was going from that to basically that, and that's the flat disc. So I know which method to use now. Well, it's all the sides in one direction and the sun is absolutely cooking me, so I'm gonna give up for now, wait till the sun goes down a bit, maybe do the other direction, and see how we go from there. Well, the intention was to come back in the afternoon and do some more sanding when it had cooled down, but it didn't just cool down, it rained, so I didn't get to do anything. That was 5 days ago. Since then, Christmas Day I didn't have any commitments, but I couldn't really do any sanding and stuff on Christmas Day because it would have driven the neighbours nuts. I had Boxing Day with my family, and here we are. It's Friday, it's the 27th, it's 5 days later, but what I really need to do today is get this metalwork rebuilt, because I'll show you. Yeah, every time I'm getting this stuff down and prepped, it rains and it gets rusty again. So my goal today is to just totally sand all this stuff back, get rid of sharp edges, anything that's not supposed to be there, and then completely rebuild all this metalwork. Now I've been looking at a few tutorials on how to do that. The best one I seemed to find was at Vice Grip Garage. Derek there has some really detailed videos on how to rebuild metalwork, and he mostly does automotive stuff, but this is pretty much the same.
Yep, like that. Get my front end rebuild spray. It's brand new. Decided to rebuild this too, just real quick.
So that's pretty much how I'm going to do it. So nothing really much for it other than just to get stuck into it. I've got to do it today, otherwise it's going to rain again and it'll get rusty again. So I'm just going to get cracking. And yeah, you're probably going to look at this video and see at some point I'm going to flip this trailer over. I'm doing it all in the wrong order, but anything that gets scuffed or damaged or anything like that when I flip it over, I'll just deal with it later. I just need to get this done. I know if I can get this done, I can move on. Even if it means flipping the trailer over by myself. But I've got no one around at the moment to help me, so let's see how we go.
Nothing wrong with me, just a little lost in fantasy, and a hit of hidden jealousy. You say there's nothing wrong with her, enough time to heal her, and you hate the way she wears that skirt. Behind those eyes, you hide your mind. See those scars, you must be blind. sympathy, friendless, no empathy, tearless for what you see. Endless, your misery, hatred, what's left to be. Envy won't come for free. There's nothing wrong with him, but maybe he should hit the gym. You're only interested when they're slim. You say there's nothing wrong with you, but still alone, don't know what to do. And what I see if you only knew. Behind those eyes you hide your mind. Can't see those scars, you must be blind. Careless, no sympathy, friendless, no empathy, tearless for what you see. Endless, your misery, hatred, what's left to be. Envy won't come for free. There's nothing wrong with us, but all those secrets are loss of trust. I think your bubble's about to bust. You try to tell me it's not the same, but you only have yourself to blame. But now it's over, it's such a shame. Careless, no sympathy, endless, no empathy, tearless for what you see. Friendless, your misery, hatred, what's left to be. Envy won't come for free. Careless, no sympathy, friendless, no empathy, tearless for what you see. Your misery, hatred, what's left to be. Envy won't set you free.
Well, I did really get after it. That's what it looks like with a brand new flat disc, and then it progressively gets worse as it goes around. But what I am trying to do is get to all these mating surfaces where the floor is going to mount to, because I'm not going to be able to get to these later. That's my main concern at the moment. I just don't want them to rust, and pretty much any surface that's going to be visible from the outside. So I'm getting there. I'm just going through all these little spots now with the wire brush, just getting all the crap out of the corners, and then we'll get to rebuilding, eh? Not perfect, but it'll do. I'm also missing, looking at all these other things that I'm missing on the other underparts. Over here, for example, I didn't touch that at all. So I'm gonna have to go back and do all those, and I'll be ready. Still finding a bunch of screws and stuff that I just cut through from the top as well. I'm getting all those out. This prep work's a killer. I did stick this plank of wood underneath the supports to give the frame a little bit more stability. stop it from sinking into the ground. And I just realised with a little bit more twisting, I could get the wheels off the ground, and which means I'll be able to bust them off and be able to get into the wheel wells properly and give them a good clean up. I'm really just looking for any surfaces that I can get to that are visible from about here or here. If it looks good from here, it's got to look good further away, is what I'm saying. Also, one of my end goals is to get this axle off completely. So I'll be able to get in and have a bit of a close look at that. Wheels off the ground. I can get in and do this bit properly now. I'm going to bust off the other side, and then I'm probably going to clean up in the corners here where the axle's held onto the spring, and maybe do some score lines so I can not have to measure so much when I put the other axle on. So glad I didn't put my hand in there. I don't know if you can see it, but man, that's big and black, and I don't know what it is, and I have to kill it because I don't know where this trailer's come from. I don't know what sort of spider it is. It has to die. Oh. I think you can probably see it now. Squirmy. Alright, wish I had a lighter. He comes out. He's coming right at me. I can feel it. Well, any spider expert scared away in here? What is he? Where's my close-up lens? He's nasty looking. So now I've got the wheels off and I'm having a closer look. I'm wondering whether I should drop the axle now and get it off, get that all prepped, see if I can flip it over, prep the underside, and then paint the lot at the bottom and move on to the top. And I haven't got a plan, guys, is what I'm trying to say. So I don't know. I'm going to keep thinking about it, but I'm also thinking about where I'm going to mount the spare wheel. And I've got an idea, but I'll show you. So what I was thinking, since the tongue of this trailer is just really short, there's not a lot of room. I tried the wheel up here, but it won't fit between the jockey wheel and the frame. And if you stand it up, it falls through. But I was thinking of maybe putting in a bar across here and mounting the wheel underneath the trailer. And I'll try and give you a bit of a view so you can see what I'm talking about. So when I lift it up, it should sit like that. I think there'll be more than enough clearance underneath, and it should be easy enough to get to. Maybe if I put it back a little bit, but it should be easy enough to get to if I ever need to get it out. So that's where I'm at right now with that. I think what I do need to do is get the rust converter on there before anything else. Now that I've cleaned it all up, I've actually got a couple little spots left to do. I'm going to clean it all up. I'm going to put the rust converter on. At least it'll be protected then. I can roll it over, leave it in the grass, doesn't matter what I do. Yep, that's the plan. I just made one. Thank fuck. Definitely not an expert, but I'm pretty sure before you paint things you're supposed to clean them. So, as we saw on a previous video, this acetone evaporates really quick. Perfect. At the moment, I'm only worried about the surfaces that I will never see again, or will be looking at constantly. This has been treated before. bringing up a whole lot of black shit, and that was going up my flat disc as well. I got most of it. Yeah, there's definitely something on it because well, you can see the black streaks on there. I've taken some of it off. There's definitely something on there treating it already. I'm going to treat it further. Oh, it's hot. It's perfect weather for doing this. Get this guy painted and then we can move on to other things, I think. So this is the stuff I'm going to be using. It's a rust converter. It's a primer and a sealer. It's supposed to bind to rust, stop it from rusting more, and then give it a nice coat so that it doesn't actually rust, and then you can paint over it. So I'm going to be fairly, I don't know what you call it, liberal, sparse, I don't know. I'm not going to put a whole lot on. I'm just going to get a bit on until these 3 cans run out. I might do a few different coats, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Just so you know, I'm not a professional. I have no idea what I'm doing. I didn't read the instructions, so if you follow my instructions, maybe do a bit of research before you do that. I'm just going for it. I don't know what else to tell you. It's just how I do things. I guess the smart thing to do will be start in the middle. Well, that's 1 can down. It's starting to look pretty rad already. I'm going to do the outside parts now. Then I've done the inside. And then we'll come back and have another look, and then we'll probably put the final can on. Well, it did cost 2 cans of primer, but look, it's looking like $100. It's probably more like 40, but anyway. No, up close it's good. Spiders are already here checking it out, so I missed a couple of bits. I have like half a can left because when I was testing this stuff I put way too much on, so I actually have to get under there. I'm going to do all the surfaces that are visible again, just put a bit more on, try and level it out a bit, and then we can get to the paint. Maybe today, maybe not, I don't know. I'm waiting for this to stop being tacky, and then I'll put a bit more squirt on and we'll see how we go. Can't believe you forgot to tell me it was beer o'clock. Well, it's been about 20 minutes and it's not too tacky. It's a little bit tacky in spots where I put too much on, but that's all right. I'm just going to go over it again. Probably just going to waste this whole can. Don't know what I'm going to do with the underside yet. I might buy another can and just give it a good squirt from underneath and hardly clean it up at all, because I won't be looking at that. Neighbours showing off with their big caravan over the road. Just look at the size of that thing. So mine's going to be sort of that shape, just smaller. Well, I hope you can see it. This bad boy just glistening in the sun. It looks pretty good. Just for a primer coat, it's black. It's killing rust. It's actually looking really, really good. And a couple of squirts of paint on that. It's gonna look fantastic. Well, I was just watching paint dry, and I was thinking about how to mount the tyre, and I remembered off the old trailer, there's this bracket that used to hold the wheel on that one. That used to hold the wheel on the old trailer. So I'm probably going to try and fit this. I'm just going to see if it fits in the wheel first, and then we'll see if we can find a place to mount it. So now all the spiders are evicted. That was actually the other wheel anyway. I guess the shortest part's going to be the best part. This plate should sit on there perfectly. Okay. And then, from the other side, should be able to mount that on there. And what I really need to do is get the measurement between the wheel and the iron here to see how far down I got to mount it. Because I've got an idea where I want to mount it, but we'll have to see if it fits. So I'll go get a tape measure and we'll have a look. So it seems like about 30 mil is about between 30 and 40 mil is the I'm going to call it 35, maybe 40, 35, 40 mil. That's about the distance that I need to be able to get a couple of turns on and get this thread hooked up. So I was just looking at these two parts here, the cross members. I'm going to measure those from 30 mil from the bottom, 35, 40 mil. Maybe cut some slots, try and get that thing in there, and then weld it in. I think I forgot to paint that bit. Yep, 35 mils near the top anyway. I could probably even go 30 mil. So yeah, that's pretty much how it would look, except it'll be 30 mil from the bottom of the bar, not across the top. And I will be able to mount the spare tyre underneath. It'll be perfect, absolutely perfect. So that's the trailer pretty much rust proof now, and goal accomplished for the day. About halfway through the day I actually called an old mate and wished him a Merry Christmas, and he was so happy to hear from me, and I was so happy to talk to him. He's the part of the reason I'm starting to do this. He was telling me about it years ago. And he must have infected my algorithm, because well, here we are. So it was good to talk to him. I would suggest, if you've got any old mates that you haven't talked to for a while, now is the time to call them, say Merry Christmas, and if you love hearing their voice, might bring a smile to their day, and probably will bring a smile to yours for sure. But yeah, we've got some stuff to go on with next time. It's going to be axles. We're going to put the spare tyre holder on, and the rear stabilisers, we're going to have to weld those on too. So that's starting to build, not strip down. I'm so glad we're getting to this point. Anyway, it's good to have you guys here. Thanks for all the comments you've been leaving and the likes, and see you next time.